My name is Yusuf Estes, and originally I'm from Texas. I live now in the Washington, D.C. area, and I came to Islam about 20 years ago because of something very special. Before I came to Islam, I used to call people to Christianity. Everywhere I went, I would be carrying my Bible with me. I would have my salib or cross, and I even had a cap, a hat, that said Jesus, Isa, Jesus is Lord. Do you know, I didn't realize then how funny I must have looked. I didn't realize it. Before I met the person that helped me to know more about Islam, I used to have a very bad picture about Islam and Muslims. In fact, I was so afraid to even meet a Muslim that when my father told me we'd be doing business with a Muslim, I said, no way. No, these guys, Muslims, they are terrorists, they are hijackers, they are kidnappers, and they don't believe in God. In fact, they're worshiping a black box in the desert, and they kiss the ground 5 times a day. That was the way I understood Islam. But then, when I met this man, I was so surprised. A really nice person. And I thought right away, hey, I bet I can convert him to become a Christian. That was my idea. I'll make him become a Christian. But Allah had other plans. One day, while I was trying to convert him, he asked us about the Bible. And so I said, yes. I have a Catholic priest who will come to my house. I was a Protestant. This is 2 different religions. And my father would be there with his Bible. So I have my Bible. My father has a different Bible. The Catholic has another Bible. And we'll sit there and try to talk to him about all this. But then we began saying, which Bible, between us. All the time, the Muslim, he's sitting there, quiet. So we ask him, well, how many versions, of that Quran do you have? Still one. Just one. And it's still in Arabic. The way it came, it's perfect, nothing's missing. No words are missing. No pages are missing. Not even a dot is missing. So then we had another idea. Let's talk to him about God. But when we started to talk about God, he said, can you explain Trinity? Well, we try to explain how 3 could be 1. We get many examples, but none of them really hold up very good. Do you know that when we asked him, what do you guys say about God? He said, well, it's pretty simple. And he said what Allah said in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Qul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid, wa lam yulad, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. And do you know, his argument was so strong, we just sat there like this. Many people ask me, how did you feel about being a Christian? What was it like to be a Christian? Did you ever have any doubts about Christianity? Well, actually, at one point in my life, I was so involved in Christianity, believing in it, that I thought it was everything, until I began to find mistakes in the Bible. Serious mistakes in the Bible. And then it made me begin to doubt. Not doubt about God, no, but to doubt about the Bible. But when I looked at other options, other religions, I wasn't very impressed. I really wasn't. And I had not really heard anything about Islam. And I never met any Muslims. Not until my Egyptian friend. But then I began to observe some things that really made me see a beautiful connection. One of the things that my Egyptian friend told me is that we Muslims believe in Jesus. I said, what? Because I know Jewish, the Yahudi, they believe in Adam and